At 19 years old, I had a dark realization about the make money online space that completely changed everything for me. It took me from somebody who had failed just about every business model you can probably think of for about 6 months straight to making 15K per month online just 6 months later, dropping out of college, quitting my lifeguarding job, and going all in. And if I'm being honest with you, if I hadn't figured this out, I probably would have stayed stuck. And most people don't figure this out and stay broke forever, trying all these business models without ever finding any substantial progress in any of them. If you're struggling with making money online, stick around and watch this video because I might be able to change your perspective and show you the truth behind it. Now, I first got into the making money online space during COVID when I was 18 years old. I was looking for a better alternative than the whole college path. The whole wanting to work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life was never appealing to me. I started looking into ways to make money online and I failed pretty miserably. The first thing that I tried was drop shipping. I only did this for a couple days and I lost a ton of money doing it. And I was like, nah, dude, this is not it. I moved into affiliate marketing quickly after that. And I actually made some money in affiliate marketing and it built me some decent skill sets, but it was never anything too substantial. I tried trading. I tried starting my own agency. And so there was about a 6-month time period where I was trying opportunity to opportunity to opportunity without ever really seeing any substantial progress in any of them. And the very troubling part for me was during this time period where I was desperately trying to make money online and I was trying to make it work, but I wasn't finding any success. I was getting advice from these gurus that were teaching how to make money online, and all of the advice was cluttered and mixed. One guy would go tell me to do this business model, and then one guy would tell me to do this other business model, and the reason why I wasn't succeeding is because I wasn't trying this business model, and so on and so forth. And this just left me totally lost, totally confused, and totally overwhelmed. After about a 6-month period of going through this and just being really, really frustrated about where I was currently at, I actually took a step back and I started to analyze what was actually happening in the advice that was being told to me in the make money online space. And ultimately, I came across a dark realization that completely changed everything for me. I started noticing some things. I started analyzing what these gurus were actually doing as opposed to what they were saying. So the dropshipping guy, he might have been making money with dropshipping, but he was making the bulk of his money selling courses and selling coaching programs. Same with the affiliate marketing guy. He was selling a mentorship, coaching program, online course, and that's where he was making the bulk of his money. Same thing with the agency guy, the trading guy, so on and so forth. They were telling me to do all these different business models, but they, ironically enough, were all doing the same exact business. And so I came to the realization that that truly has to be the best business model. What they're actually doing and what is actually responsible for a lot of the money that they make has to be the best business model as opposed to what they're saying. Now, don't get me wrong, by all means, I'm not fully defending this idea and this principle. I definitely think that there are scams out there. There are unethical people that haven't actually made any money and don't actually have a real tangible skill set that are selling information. They're selling mentorships, coaching programs, and they don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about. On the other side too, there are ethical people that actually do this the right way. And as a byproduct, they are very leveraged, they're very smart, and they make good money doing something that's actually ethical to the world. And for me, I started to realize this is the reality of the world. This is how it works. And this is how it's been working for the past couple of years. Instead of me complaining about this, why don't I look into potential ways where I can capitalize on what's happening? And so, like I said, I realized that the best business model was selling information, selling coaching programs, online courses, mentorships. But for me, I actually couldn't do that. I was 19 years old. I was broke. I hadn't done anything substantial with my life. I wasn't in the best shape of my life. Like, it wouldn't make sense. Like, what could I possibly sell in terms of a coaching program or an online course to make money? I had no real life experience. I didn't have any credentials at all. Like, how on earth would I create one of these things? And so everything started to unravel itself. I started to feel like I knew the answer, but I couldn't execute on it. And I'm sure there's a good chance that this is the exact same predicament that you are facing right now watching this video if you've come to this realization. The next idea I had is, instead of me trying to build my own one of these businesses, why don't I just work inside of one of these businesses? I started thinking, if the best way to make money online is by selling a course or a coaching program in the info space, why don't I just work inside of a business that's already doing that at a decent level? You go into an established business that's already making $50, $100, $200,000 per month, and you help them make more money. You help them sell more. There's a very key line in this and a very key distinction that you can make. And it's that when you solve rich people's problems, you become rich yourself. This led me down the spiral of starting high ticket sales. If you don't know what high ticket sales is, essentially high ticket sales is you working for an influencer on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And these people are selling some sort of coaching program, online course, mentorship, diet plans, something like that. Now, some of these people are in the fitness space. They work with men or women. Some of these people are in the make money online space where they teach various different business models. Some of these people are in the business to business space where you work with a business to help that business make more money. Some of these people are in the relationship space, the dating or the marriage counseling space, as an example. These are the 4 core main niches that people sell info products, coaching programs, online courses in. And so effectively what you're doing in high ticket sales is you are working in these businesses to help them make more money, either as an appointment setter or as a closer. An appointment setter is somebody that goes in on behalf of the business owner and types messages to all the people that are following, that are engaging with their content. And the goal is to basically filter out the people that are serious and interested in working with the influencer versus the people who are not. For the people who are serious, your goal as the appointment setter is to just book them in for a meeting, where on that meeting, that prospect will learn a little bit more about the offer that you're selling for. As the appointment setter, if you book in a meeting and that meeting shows up to the meeting and buys on that meeting, you get paid 5 to 10% of whatever package they invested in. So imagine, for example, you work inside of a business that sells one-on-one fitness coaching to moms. This business sells their offer for $2,500 in this example. You, as the appointment setter, you work with the influencer and you send messages to these moms all day. And let's just say you set 3 or 4 appointments per day, which is a very common theme. If you set 3 or 4 appointments per day and you get a good percentage of those to show up and buy, let's just be conservative and say you get about 1 person to sign up of those 3 or 4 appointments that you set per day. If you get 1 to sign up for the $2,500 package every day and you're getting paid 10% of that, that's $250 per day. And so if you're working on weekends, that's about $7,500 per month. If you're not working on weekends, that's about $5,000 per month. Essentially, then the next level of progressing from an appointment setter to the next thing is becoming a closer. Your responsibility as a closer is to now not set appointments, but be the person that actually takes those appointments, shows up to those appointments, and sells people who are already interested in working with you. You just get them over the edge. As a closer, you're usually taking anywhere from 4 to 6 Zoom calls per day with prospects that are interested in the offer that you're selling for. Your job is to first, number one, see if you can even help the person that you're talking to as a closer. Then if you can, it's your duty and your responsibility, if the offer that you sell actually helps the person, to get them over the edge and to get them to sign up. Most closers have anywhere from about a 20% to a 33% close rate on average, which means if you take about 6 calls per day, you're on average going to sign up about 1 to 2 of these per day. Let's just call it 1 for being conservative. And most closers get paid anywhere from 10% to 15% of the cash that they collect on these calls. So if you're selling for a $4,000 offer and you close 1 person every single day and you're getting paid 15%, that's $600 per day. You can see how if you're in a really good business and you properly build your skill of sales, you can actually make a good amount of money doing this. And this is exactly what I did after coming to this dark realization. I said, you know what, instead of me trying to be this hero and like trying to build my own business, why don't I just take 1 step back, work inside of an already existing business that's already making decent money, and just build my skills and build my power level from there. I started off as an appointment setter while I was still full-time in college and while I was working part-time as a lifeguard. I started doing it in addition to all my classes, my homework, and my work as a lifeguard, and I started picking up my skills relatively quickly with the time that I could put in. After doing this for about 3 months, I hit my first $5,000 per month, and I was only doing that as an appointment setter, and I knew about the potential of becoming a closer, and so I had to really sit down and think, like, where do I want to go with my life? I ultimately was delusional enough to think that I was already making $5,000 per month. If I just dropped out of college and quit my job as a lifeguard, like, would I be able to make more money by spending that full day now in doing high ticket sales? And ultimately, I just said, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make a way. I'm going to find a way to make it work. I had the uncomfortable conversations with my parents, and I ultimately decided to drop out of college, quit my job as a lifeguard, and go all in on doing high ticket sales. At the same time, I transitioned away from just being the appointment setter to doing appointment setting and closing now that I had the entire day to focus on high ticket sales. And as a byproduct, I started making anywhere from 15 to 20K per month just a couple months later after doing that. Ultimately, this is now where I'm at today, where I make 200 to 300K per year doing this stuff at the age of 23, and I've made over $800,000 online. And so the lesson in this is that stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Just literally look at what other people are doing and what's working for them and figure out a way that you could potentially help them to capitalize on the situation. I had to really reframe my mindset and to stop listening to these gurus and instead look at what they're actually doing. Let's not kid ourselves here. There's a good amount of people in the space that make their money selling courses and coaching programs, and they've done it all the way from 2015 to now. It's still happening to this day. And so that means it's proven. And maybe you can't quite grasp how much money these businesses are actually making. Just to put it into perspective, I have connections to 200 to 400 businesses on a monthly basis, all of which who are making at least $50,000 per month. And these businesses are big enough now to the point where they hire these appointment setters and their closers so that they can grow their business even further. And guess what? That number is going to increase over time because more and more people are becoming influencers and starting their own business. And so if you want, you can just sit on the sidelines and watch all these other people print money in this digital gold rush. Or instead, you can figure out how you can capitalize on something like this by building your skills, building your experience, making good money. And then if it makes sense down the line, then you can start your own business when you have skills, you have money, you have experience, and you'll be much more likely to actually succeed with it. If this resonates at all with you and you want to follow down the exact path that I did with becoming an appointment setter, then getting into closing, and then hitting anywhere from 10 to 20K per month online, I'm opening up a couple spots for the last couple days of September for people who are serious and committed to wanting to do something like this. I would essentially mentor you one-on-one throughout the entire process of you building up your initial skill, then getting on a job and starting to make money, then building your skills from there when you're in that job so that you can continue making more money because you are on commission. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about what that would look like, you can go to the description and you can book a one-on-one call with myself to see if I can even help you. And then if I can, I'll explain what it looks like. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys very shortly in the next video. Peace out.